There's something dark that no one talks about. A hidden pattern. A painful truth. You're respectful. You're loyal. You never even looked at another man's wife that way. But somehow she opens up to you, talks to you, tells you things she won't even tell her husband. And when you walk away, you wonder, why are other men's wives so available? Is it the way you speak? Is she just unhappy? Or is there something deeper, something happening under the surface of society itself? What you're about to hear is not just about relationships. It's about power, neglect, identity, and the silent war being fought inside homes today. This is why women drift emotionally, and how men lose them. Without ever realizing it. Cut to title screen. The disturbing. Truth. 6 psychological triggers that make her available to other men. Part 1. Emotional. Imbalance and the craving for validation. Freaking King's Umber. Core idea. A woman may appear loyal, but if she feels emotionally starved at home, she begins subconsciously seeking validation elsewhere. Detailed breakdown. Validation is oxygen to the feminine heart. Most men confuse validation with attention, but they're very different. Attention is what you give her. Validation is what she feels about herself through you. Real-life example. A woman married for 7 years to a hard-working man. He provides everything materially, but never compliments her anymore. Never asks about her dreams. At work, a male colleague notices her new hairstyle. Says, "You light up the room when you smile." That one sentence hits deeper than anything her husband said in months. Psychological angle. Women are biologically wired to respond to mirroring and emotional recognition. It's how they build bonds. When you become the mirror that reflects her worth, even unintentionally, she starts investing emotionally in you. What to take away? The man who sees her deeply, even for a moment, often becomes the man she can't stop thinking about. Part 2. Novelty. And the thrill of new attention. Kingskar, 25 Core idea. Familiarity kills mystery. Over time, most marriages settle into routine, but new interactions spark dopamine. Detailed breakdown. Neurochemical science. Dopamine spikes with novelty. When she receives attention from someone new, especially someone confident and interesting, it creates a chemical rush she may not feel at home anymore. She doesn't plan it, but subconsciously that interaction makes her feel desired, alive, seen. It's not always sexual, it's emotional excitement. That he noticed me moment is addictive. Story example. A man talks to his friend's wife at a dinner party. He makes her laugh, listens attentively, engages her thoughts on a topic her husband dismisses. For the next 3 days, she replays that moment in her mind. She doesn't even know why. Truth. If she feels emotionally dull at home, any man who brings novelty, be it new energy, ideas, conversation, can become irresistibly magnetic. The trap. Most husbands stop being exciting. They become predictable. Meanwhile, the outsider is unknown, curious, and undeniably stimulating. Call to action. If this resonated, comment which part hit home. Like if you found value. And don't forget to subscribe. There's more Stoic insight coming. Part 3. The danger of emotional risk-taking. 25 Core idea. Some women engage emotionally with other men because it feels risky, and that risk becomes thrilling. Detailed breakdown. Risk mirrored attraction. Risk is a psychological stimulant. The forbidden nature of certain interactions makes them emotionally intoxicating. Even a deep talk feels more powerful because it's not supposed to happen. She may test boundaries just to feel alive. It could start with, "You're easy to talk to." Then, "I don't know why I'm telling you this." Then silence, a pause, eye contact. That moment, right there, is a mental betrayal happening in real time. Example. She shares secrets with you she hasn't shared with her husband, not because she trusts you more, but because it's thrilling. It's the emotional equivalent of an affair without ever touching skin. Why it matters. The emotional danger zone begins not with physical touch, but with emotional depth in the wrong direction. She's not falling for you. She's falling for how she feels when she's with you and how you reflect her back to herself. Stoic insight. The wise man knows emotional boundaries are far more fragile than physical ones. He guards his speech, his gaze, and his intent not because he's afraid, but because he's in control. Part 4. The weakening of her. Husband's masculine frame. Sorcererse 45. Core idea. Many women become emotionally available to other men when their own partner stops embodying masculine leadership, direction, and emotional strength. Detailed explanation. Masculine frame isn't just about muscles or money. It's about presence, purpose, control over emotions, and clarity of direction. When her husband becomes passive, reactive, or emotionally needy, she starts losing respect slowly, silently, and irreversibly. Respect is the foundation of female attraction. Once she loses respect, desire dies. And when desire dies, she becomes receptive to any man who fills that leadership vacuum. Real-world example. A woman feels like she's raising her husband. He complains, overshares insecurities, and avoids taking responsibility. She doesn't cheat, but starts admiring her boss instead. A man who walks with confidence, makes decisive calls, and doesn't apologize for being masculine. That respect shift begins her emotional drift. Masculine energy creates safety. Not just physical safety, but emotional certainty. And if he can't provide that emotional container, she'll unconsciously seek it from a stronger presence. Truth. The more passive, apologetic, or self-doubting a man becomes, the more likely his wife will open emotionally to someone who isn't. Part 5. Mirror. Psychology. She sees a better version of herself with you. 45 or 52. Core idea. People don't fall in love with others. They fall in love with the version of themselves that they feel around you. Detailed explanation. When a woman feels seen, valued, appreciated, and understood around another man, she unconsciously starts imagining a new version of herself that her marriage no longer brings out. She might feel you make her more alive, that she laughs more, opens up more, dreams bigger, that around you she's who she used to be. Before the routines, the arguments, the numbness, you don't need to seduce her. She seduces herself. Through the identity you reflect back to her. That is what makes emotional cheating so dangerous and so real. Example. A man innocently chats with his friend's wife at a cafe. He asks her about her passions, praises her insights, listens with focus. She leaves smiling, but she isn't smiling at him. She's smiling at how she felt in his presence. That's the mirror effect. Core lesson. The man who can reflect her highest feminine self, even briefly, becomes emotionally unforgettable. Part 6. The myth of the good woman. Why no one is immune. 52 gaso 57. Core idea. Even the most loyal women are not immune to these psychological triggers. What separates them is not purity, but boundaries. Detailed explanation. Most men assume, she's married. She's loyal. She'd never. But that assumption is based on idealism, not reality. The truth? Even the most devoted wife is still a woman first, with emotional, biological, and psychological needs. And if she's unfulfilled, even temporarily, her subconscious will look for answers in unexpected places. The myth of the good woman is dangerous because it makes men complacent. And complacency is the first crack in any relationship. What keeps her loyal is not your ring. It's her respect for you, her emotional connection with you, and how you make her feel in your presence. The men who understand this don't chase, don't seduce. They simply walk in truth, and women open up to them without a word being spoken. Conclusion. Final takeaways. Freisebreed Tonder Better Mine. Summary. 1. Validation gap. 2. Need for novelty. 3. Emotional risk thrill. 4. Attraction to growth. 5. Communication breakdown. 6. Investment imbalance. Closing voiceover. This is not about manipulation, it's about understanding what the heart craves. Relationships live or die by emotional truth. If you want to inspire loyalty, curiosity, and depth, be the man she feels safe exploring life with. That's how loyalty is earned.